you surprised, Samantha, that your sister tried to make out that she's some sort of repressed victim?
Well, I gotta say, I think I'm in agreement with the
Meghan Markle was never supposed to have secrets. Her image was polished, picture perfect, and designed to shine from start to finish. No rough edges, no missing pages, no hidden corners. At least that's the version the world was sold. From her days in Los Angeles to a gap year full of self-discovery, then on to Northwestern University and her rise in acting. Everything looked spotless, like it had been carefully planned from the start. But Samantha Markle isn't buying that story. She's come forward with a shocking twist that completely changes how people see Meghan's past. For years, Meghan's journey has been shown as inspirational, a young woman working hard, chasing success, and building her dreams step by step. Then Samantha dropped one wild claim that made everyone stop and stare. She says Meghan was married before Trevor Engelson, and even suggests there might have been more to her early life than anyone knew. That's not a small accusation, it's a whole new version of her story. At first, many thought it sounded way too extreme to be true. Some say it's just an attempt to stir drama, but others started looking deeper. Online investigators began digging through Meghan's official timeline, trying to match every detail. That's when they found something odd, a mysterious gap of almost a year between 1994 and 1995. What really happened during that time? That part of Meghan's story has never been fully explained. A whole year just seems blank. And according to Samantha, that silence is exactly where the truth hides. She claims there might have been a quiet Las Vegas wedding, a short-lived marriage that ended quickly, and even rumors about a child said to be raised elsewhere.
The perfect person to review the first episode, her anti-woke sister, Samantha Markle, who joins me live from the US. Samantha, I have to say, this was one of the most nauseating, horrible things I've ever had to listen to in my entire life.
But again, none of this has ever been proven. Meghan's supporters push back hard, insisting there's zero verified evidence for any of it. Still, the questions won't go away. Meghan once described that gap year as a period of travel, learning, and growth. She talked about exploring the world, finding herself, and gaining new experiences. But some classmates from Immaculate Heart High School have said they never heard her mention any big overseas trip. No school exchange records were ever found, no photos from Europe, no selfies from South America, nothing that would usually pop up from someone on an adventure that major. That empty trail set social media on fire. People began asking, was the gap year really about travel, or was there something completely different going on? Then a name kept resurfacing in all these claims: Joe Giuliano, described as a friend from Chicago. Some online reports suggest if a wedding took place, it wasn't glamorous or public. It was said to be a small, low-key ceremony near the Las Vegas Strip, attended by just a couple of relatives, signed off quickly and kept quiet afterward. Here's where things really heat up. Normally, Vegas weddings are easy to trace. Records stay on file forever. But this alleged one? Gone. Completely missing. When reporters asked Clark County officials, they wouldn't confirm or deny anything specific, and that silence just fueled the mystery even more. Why would anyone seal records like that? Why keep something so quiet? Some say sealing old documents isn't always suspicious. It can be standard procedure and doesn't automatically mean there's a scandal. Still, that explanation hasn't stopped the online buzz. By the summer of 1995, Meghan suddenly reappears, this time at Northwestern University.
It's rather lofty to suggest the ability to align with, issues of womanhood and suffering. On the grounds that, and she did bring up the fact that, she went to Immaculate Heart.
Ready to start a whole new chapter, far from Los Angeles, Far from Las Vegas and far from the Giuliano name that had gone silent for nearly 3 decades, it looked like a clean reset, a brand new image and a future perfectly lined up for success. Everything seemed to fall right into place, almost too perfectly. And whether these stories are fact, rumor, or something that sits in between, one thing keeps standing out. That missing year still has everyone talking. The questions just won't fade away. If Samantha's version of events were ever proven true, that so-called gap year wouldn't just be a quiet moment of personal growth. It would have been the time Meghan allegedly became a wife, maybe even took on responsibilities far beyond what anyone imagined before walking away to start fresh. That wouldn't just be a small change in her history, it would completely flip her timeline. Because if even one part of her carefully built image shifts, people start to wonder what else could change with it. When a public story is built to look flawless and uplifting, even the smallest crack can shake the whole picture. And the internet never forgets a mystery that deep. The moment Samantha Markle's claims started spreading online, people went wild digging for proof.
And that they were empowered at Immaculate Heart by the nuns to be independent women. But wait a minute, who paid for Immaculate Heart? That was all my dad, so let's face it.
Within hours, social media users were sharing old receipts, screenshots, yearbooks, and archived posts, turning the internet into a full-blown investigation zone. Hashtags like Meghan's missing year and Vegas wedding began trending fast on TikTok and X. One creator even stitched together photos from Meghan's 1994 high school graduation and her earliest college shots from 1995. The caption hit hard. Where was Meghan? That short clip exploded, pulling in over 2 million views in just one weekend. Theories started flying everywhere. Some users thought Clark County's refusal to comment on any alleged annulment record sounded suspicious. Others quickly fired back, reminding everyone that privacy laws exist for a reason, and just because officials stay quiet doesn't mean anything shady happened. Still, that didn't stop the online storm. People began digging deep, checking Las Vegas chapel listings, scrolling through property databases, even looking at genealogy sites linked to the Giuliano name. It became a wild digital treasure hunt with everyone chasing the same mystery. Things got awkward fast. Many brushed off Samantha's claims as jealousy, pointing out her long history of criticizing Meghan publicly. One fan bluntly posted, "This is just Samantha being Samantha." Another commented, "She's just trying to ride Meghan's fame." But even with all the skepticism, a few neutral voices admitted one thing: the timeline still feels strange. In a world where even the smallest school trip leaves behind photos, posts, or paper trails, how does an entire year just vanish without a trace? That question alone kept fueling the online buzz. News outlets couldn't resist the story either, especially the British press, which ran a bold headline asking, "Did Meghan Markle keep a teenage marriage secret?" And American talk shows played it safer.
We're not raised in a vacuum. There are others who help us along the way, who support us, who love us, who bring us up, and who pay for everything that gives us that platform, which was our fathers. So we have to include the men.
But couldn't hide their curiosity. One morning host even joked, "If Vegas vows don't stay in Vegas, what else might come out?" The studio laughed, but it was that uneasy kind of laughter that comes when people aren't sure how far the truth might actually go. Soon, social media took over, and the memes were absolutely relentless. Side-by-side posts popped up everywhere. One showing products from Meghan's Archetypes era next to glowing Las Vegas chapel signs. A viral caption read, "From I do to as ever, Meghan really turns everything into a brand." Another creator even remixed clips from The Hangover to suggest her missing year might have been less about quiet reflection and more about a chaotic Vegas chapter. The posts were wild, exaggerated, and spreading faster than anyone could control. But not everyone was entertained. Some fans pushed back, asking a fair question. Is it really right to tear apart someone's rumored teenage past from 3 decades ago? Should alleged moments from that long ago define a person's entire life today? It became a bigger debate about fairness, privacy, and fame itself. Still, the same point kept circling back like an echo. If there's no truth to the stories, why not just release clear documents and end the rumors once and for all? That unanswered question keeps the curiosity alive, and the internet never stays quiet when there's a mystery this bold. So far, Meghan hasn't said a word about these claims, and in today's world of non-stop social media talk, silence doesn't make things disappear, it only makes them louder. That tension between her quietness and everyone else's curiosity didn't just simmer, it exploded online. What began as one sister's accusation quickly turned into a massive digital investigation, with regular people acting like detectives convinced they could be the ones to solve Meghan's missing year. Message boards lit up, live streams took off, and comment sections turned into full-on research hubs. Everyone thought they were this close to cracking the mystery. And as the buzz kept building, it felt like only a matter of time before someone connected to the situation would step forward with more details. But the biggest surprise didn't come from a viral TikTok or trending X thread. It came from quiet whispers said to come from people linked to the Giuliano circle. A Chicago-based commentator claimed that certain relatives remembered a small, private Las Vegas ceremony sometime in 1994. No fancy setup, no over-the-top details, just simple, calm recollections that made everyone online stop and think twice. One relative was said to have described the whole event as lasting less than half an hour. No photos, no big crowd, nothing flashy at all. Another was reportedly quoted years later saying, "She was Meghan's before she was ours." Those few words hit the internet like a lightning strike, not because they confirmed anything officially, but because they matched the same strange gap people had been analyzing for weeks. Suddenly, Meghan's big move from Los Angeles to Northwestern University didn't seem so random to some online observers. Commentators started asking whether her connection to Joe Giuliano, who was reportedly from Chicago, might have played a part in that decision. Reports suggested Joe had strong family roots in Chicago's Italian-American community, and for online sleuths, that detail felt way too specific to ignore. It didn't look like a coincidence, it looked calculated. Then the British tabloids jumped in, turning the whispers into headlines. One outlet claimed that a former Giuliano neighbor remembered a baby girl appearing in the household sometime in 1995. The neighbor was quoted saying, "We never knew whose child she was, but we were told she belonged to family." That single line spread like wildfire across social media. No public adoption filings ever surfaced, and no official custody records were linked to the claims, just quiet stories passed down over time. But in the digital age, even a whisper can travel at lightning speed. Some commentators reminded everyone that informal family situations, if they happen, don't always leave tidy paper trails. Instead, they leave memories, private understandings, and emotional traces that don't show up in court records. And that alone was enough to send online speculation into overdrive. U.S. media critics soon joined the conversation, comparing Meghan's mystery timeline to other celebrity stories that had once been tightly managed or kept private. One podcast host pointed out how long-standing relationship rumors had followed Beyoncé for years, while another mentioned Britney Spears' short-lived Las Vegas annulment as a reminder of how fast a private moment can turn into public curiosity. The bigger picture wasn't really about proving any single claim. It was about how celebrity image-making can sometimes mean carefully reshaping parts of the past. And to critics, Meghan's story seemed to fit that pattern a little too perfectly. Even legal experts started chiming in. A Nevada attorney speaking during a live stream explained that annulment files can be sealed under specific privacy rules. The attorney pointed out that when records are sealed, it's not random. It usually happens through a formal process and for personal or sensitive reasons. That clip spread fast, racking up views within hours and getting reposted with captions like, "So what exactly was being protected?" That one question reignited every online thread, and through it all, Meghan remained completely silent. No interviews, no public denials, no detailed statements of any kind. That silence turned into its own headline, with people debating whether staying quiet was strategy, privacy, or something else entirely. Some reports suggested that if there was ever any private understanding or agreement between families, it stayed behind closed doors and was never meant to see the light of day. To this day, none of the claims have been verified by official documentation, yet the conversation refuses to fade. It didn't die down, it evolved, because at the core of every theory, every viral post, and every debate is the same thing: unanswered questions. And those unanswered questions are exactly what keep Meghan's so-called missing year impossible for the internet to let go of. The conversation shifted fast, and it wasn't just about whether Samantha's claims were personal or fueled by old tension anymore. Suddenly, people were asking a much bigger question. Was this entire storm exposing something that had been hiding in plain sight all along? By the time talk of Meghan's missing year hit mainstream media, the story had outgrown the idea of a simple family dispute. What started as a sibling clash had spiraled into a massive topic running through Hollywood discussions, royal commentary panels, and even legal talk shows. In the UK, royal watchers speculated that palace insiders were likely monitoring the buzz closely. One broadcaster remarked, "This isn't the kind of story they want to resurface, especially since Meghan and Prince Harry have built their new image around controlling their own narrative." Reports even claimed that entertainment executives connected to major streaming projects were quietly watching how public perception was shifting. When millions are invested in documentaries, brand deals, and media ventures, image matters. Commentators began questioning whether audiences would still see Meghan's polished, empowering brand the same way if a major chapter of her past turned out to have been left unspoken. Fair or not, perception drives everything. Hollywood analysts noted that projects like Archetypes and the As Ever brand thrive on ideas of honesty, growth, and self-empowerment. Those messages are built on transparency, the promise that what you see is real. Critics argued that if any sealed records or hidden life chapters ever came to light, it could shake that foundation instantly. As one media analyst said during a live panel discussion, there's a very fine line between reinvention as empowerment and reinvention as illusion. That single quote hit hard online because it captured exactly what everyone was thinking. That clip exploded across social media in just a few hours, and the online pressure kept rising fast. A digital petition began circulating, calling for Clark County to clear the air about whether any annulment records connected to Meghan ever existed. Within days, it had reportedly gathered tens of thousands of signatures. People started tagging journalists, news outlets, and tabloid reporters, urging them to either confirm or debunk the entire story once and for all. Inside private Facebook groups and online forums, the speculation grew even wilder. Some users began debating whether an alleged daughter, if such a person even existed, might ever step forward publicly. Threads filled with photos of women from Chicago, with commenters highlighting supposed resemblances and theories that spiraled in every direction. Each post set off long chains of arguments, counterpoints, and passionate debates that refused to calm down. Legal experts began stepping in, trying to steady the conversation. Some warned that even if certain records were sealed for privacy or personal reasons, that alone doesn't mean anything improper happened. Still, they also reminded everyone that when speculation goes unchecked, it can start affecting someone's reputation if not directly addressed. Their message was clear. Silence might protect privacy, but it doesn't always quiet public doubt. Through all the chaos, one thing never changed. The questions kept growing. Every time someone tried to shut the topic down, two new discussions popped up, and behind the scenes, a few commentators started suggesting that this story might eventually go way beyond online gossip. Some blogs even hinted that if the claims ever picked up official traction, they could potentially resurface in future legal or media disputes, places where every piece of someone's public story could be examined line by line. In the world of high-profile figures, reputation is everything. Every quote, every timeline detail, every chapter of the past can end up under a microscope, and that's exactly where the domino effect talk began. Then, something unexpected happened. Mainstream business outlets picked up the story. One financial columnist wrote that Meghan's as-ever brand relies heavily on ideas of trust, balance, and a polished personal story. At the same time, Prince Harry's ongoing legal challenges often focus on moral positioning and public sympathy. The columnist added, "If this claim ever gains serious traction, it's not just personal drama, it could change negotiating leverage." That single line spread fast through media and business circles. Suddenly, this wasn't just being discussed as family tension anymore. Commentators began arguing that it could ripple into much larger spaces, potentially affecting brand confidence, institutional partnerships, and even Meghan and Harry's long-term standing in Hollywood. Fair or not, perception drives opportunities, and in the entertainment world, decision-makers watch every move closely. What once looked like a carefully planned silence began to feel risky to critics. Every unanswered question seemed to make the public noise louder. What started as royal-adjacent gossip was now being reframed as a full-blown cultural debate about truth, privacy, and how modern reinvention works. Fans and critics alike started asking the same thing. Is it fair to judge someone for alleged choices made at 18? Or does sealing old records, reshaping parts of the timeline, and staying silent about rumors actually invite more suspicion than the original event ever would? That question hit hard online, sparking endless threads and video discussions. Cultural analysts pointed out that modern audiences usually celebrate reinvention. They love seeing people grow and change. But when reinvention meets mystery, it blurs the line between evolution and image control. By early the next week, the story had transformed into something much bigger than anyone expected. What started as online chatter had turned into a global media moment. Podcasts were dissecting timelines, talk shows were running speculative panels, and trending hashtags were everywhere. News anchors used cautious language, calling it a developing curiosity, but the tone made it clear. People were glued to every update. Across social media, influencers and analysts began weighing in on what Meghan's response should be. Some argued that total silence was the smartest move, that engaging with rumors only keeps them alive. Others insisted that staying quiet for too long risks letting the internet write its own version of events. One PR strategist said during a live Q&A, "In today's world, silence is its own statement, and people will fill in the blanks however they want." That comment alone racked up hundreds of thousands of shares. Meanwhile, insiders close to Hollywood projects reportedly began reassessing upcoming marketing plans tied to Meghan and Prince Harry's ventures. Some producers wanted to stay the course, confident the noise would fade. Others, more cautious, advised waiting to see how public sentiment shifted over the next few weeks. Behind the scenes, image management became a delicate balancing act. Protect the brand, respect privacy, and somehow keep public trust intact. But the internet isn't patient. It thrives on theories and timelines. Imaginary researchers were building visual charts, tracking every known date in Meghan's early years and comparing them with university and public records. Even the smallest gaps were analyzed like crime scene evidence. It was obsession mixed with curiosity, and it wasn't slowing down. By the weekend, commentators began framing the entire situation as a lesson in modern fame. The power to reinvent yourself, they said, is the ultimate celebrity skill, but it comes with a price. Once the internet senses a mystery, it doesn't rest until every piece feels explained. And with Meghan's so-called missing year, that hunger for answers only keeps growing. As one journalist summed it up during a viral live stream, this isn't just gossip anymore. It's a case study in how the public rewrites celebrity history in real time. And that's exactly what was happening. Every hour, every post, every rumor adding another layer to a story that refuses to die down. New eras, new identities, and fresh starts, they all sound powerful, but they also demand transparency. During a viral live stream, one critic explained it perfectly. Reinvention only works when people feel included in the truth. If they sense editing instead of evolution, trust starts to fade. That quote echoed across every platform within hours, turning into a new headline of its own. Soon, comparisons started flying. Not about identical scandals, but about familiar patterns. People brought up Lance Armstrong's dramatic downfall after years of denial, Milli Vanilli's infamous lip-syncing scandal, and Rachel Dolezal's public unraveling when her story didn't match reality. The point critics were making wasn't about the specifics, it was about what happens when a polished public image suddenly collides with contradiction. Reports indicated that no one in Hollywood was canceling contracts or pulling deals, but insiders quietly said that executives were definitely watching, paying attention, staying alert, waiting to see which way the public tide would turn. Because in industries built on reputation and image, silence can sometimes buy time, but it can also make people start asking questions. And as the weeks rolled by, one truth became crystal clear. The longer the silence lasted, the louder the speculation got. What began as one family member's claim had transformed into a massive cultural moment, a case study in how digital audiences refuse to let any mystery fade away. One simple accusation had sparked viral hashtags, TikTok breakdowns, side-by-side photo comparisons, yearbook screenshots, online sleuthing, neighborhood gossip, and even legal commentators joining live stream debates. The story had grown beyond anyone's control, feeding a global conversation about image, honesty, and power in the age of endless receipts. Even critics who doubted Samantha's reliability admitted that the momentum had become unstoppable. It was no longer about whether her claims were true or not. As one media analyst summed it up during a heated panel discussion, this isn't Samantha versus Meghan anymore. This is about whether silence still works in an era where screenshots last forever. And that line hit hard because it captured exactly what the world was thinking. Now comes the part that many online called the most unsettling possibility. Some people believe that somewhere in Chicago, there could be a woman in her late 20s living a completely normal life, either completely unaware of all the online buzz or fully aware and simply choosing privacy. There's no verified evidence to back that idea, but the rumor alone has fueled endless discussions across the internet. And in today's online culture, patience doesn't exist. People don't wait quietly. Speculative photos and side-by-side comparisons have already started circulating, with captions like, "When the truth comes out, everyone will be watching." That's how intense the anticipation has become. Whether the claims are true, half-true, or totally unfounded, the public craving for a dramatic reveal feels real and unstoppable. At this point, the story isn't even centered around proof anymore. It's centered around the mystery itself. Meghan's once carefully polished biography now carries that lingering cloud of uncertainty in certain corners of the internet. And in the world of fame, sometimes the question becomes louder than any answer could ever be. Because that's what silence does. It invites curiosity. It keeps people guessing, analyzing, and filling in the blanks with their own stories. Whether this chapter ever gets confirmed, denied, or simply fades over time, the fascination it sparked has already become a permanent part of the Meghan Markle conversation, and the internet shows no signs of letting it rest. Weeks later, the story hasn't disappeared, it's only evolved. What began as whispers on niche forums has turned into a lasting online mystery that refuses to fade away. News outlets have moved on to new headlines, but on social platforms, the conversation still burns quietly beneath the surface. Threads keep resurfacing, theories keep mutating, and every old clip or unseen photo reignites another round of speculation. For Meghan, silence remains the strategy. No official comments, no statements, no corrections, just complete calm while the internet keeps spinning theories faster than ever. To some observers, that calm feels powerful, like she's refusing to fuel gossip. To others, it feels risky, as if every unanswered question just builds another layer of curiosity. Either way, the silence itself has become part of the narrative. PR experts continue to debate her approach. One communications strategist said in an interview, "In the modern era, reputation management isn't about controlling stories, it's about controlling reactions." That quote hit home for many because it reflected exactly what's happening here. Meghan's not chasing the narrative, she's letting it breathe, even if that means letting it grow wild. Meanwhile, online culture keeps doing what it does best, connecting dots that may not even exist. Creators post timelines, fan edits, and so-called digital evidence that looks convincing enough to trend, but rarely proves anything solid. It's a strange mix of obsession and storytelling, part detective work, part digital theater. Behind the scenes, analysts say this entire situation could become a landmark example of how internet speculation collides with celebrity branding. It shows how easily curiosity turns into content and how quickly that content can shape public perception. Whether the truth ever comes out or stays locked behind silence, this saga has already made its mark. As one journalist wrote in a viral opinion piece, every generation gets one celebrity mystery that defines its era, and this might just be ours. That single sentence summed up the cultural mood perfectly, because at this point, Meghan's so-called missing year isn't just a rumor anymore. It's a symbol of how fame, privacy, and the internet's endless curiosity can collide in ways no one can fully control. Curiosity keeps the internet alive, and every click keeps the story going. What started as a single rumor has turned into a massive digital investigation that just won't slow down. And it leaves everyone wondering, if one missing year can spark this much attention, what other hidden Hollywood chapters might still be sitting quietly in sealed files, waiting for the right hashtag to blow them wide open? It's wild how fast a mystery can take over the timeline, and this one's proven that silence can be louder than any statement. So what do you think? Is this story just online hype, or is there something deeper waiting to surface? If you want more breakdowns of stories that powerful PR teams would rather keep in the dark, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. We read everything. And stay tuned, because if the silence ever breaks, you know we'll be right here to cover exactly what happens next.